Okay, so today we're going to do mobilizing and just balancing our mind and body, because that's what yoga's all about. And sometimes we forget that and we just focus on, the whole, throwing shapes thing, trying to get into asanas. And that's what I wanted to avoid today. So I thought if we do this session, and if I record it for you, then you'll have it for as long as you want, because when I get my act together, I'll sort out that Yoga with Sue's channel on YouTube, and you can dip in and pick any videos that you want.
Oh, thank you.
That's okay.
Yeah, thanks, Suze.
Right, so I'm going to mute everybody now, and we're going to start at the top of your mat. So come to stand. There we go. So we're standing here at the top of the mat in Tadasana. And just thought I needed my glasses, maybe not. So we're going to stand up straight and tall. So have your feet hip distance apart. And just standing in your Tadasana, relaxing your shoulders. So are we okay, everybody? And just Pete's got a problem by the looks of it. Just let him come to stand. That's it, brilliant. Okay, so we're going to come to the tops of our mats. And as we find our Tadasana, let's just take a few moments moving forwards and backwards on our feet. So just rocking forwards and backwards, shifting the weight of the body from the toes all the way to the heels. So you might start to lift the heels and the toes as you do this. Just a gentle movement forwards and back, just feeling that connection with the earth. And just look down at your toes. And as you lift the toes away from the mat, see if you can spread them wide and then place them back down. And then maybe you can balance on your toes as you lift your heels. Only for a few seconds. We're not coming up and doing any strong balances yet. We're just rolling through the soles of the feet and making sure we've got that connection. And then lift your head, stack your head, your neck, your shoulders, relax your shoulders. And you can bring your hands together at the heart center. Make sure the shoulders stay down and relaxed, and just gently close your eyes. So checking in with those knees. It's easy to lock your knees. As soon as you close your eyes, the body seems to tense up a little bit and think, oh, I might fall over here. So it starts to tense up, but we want some softness in the knees. We just want to feel grounded. So feel the connection with the soles of the feet, and that will keep you really balanced. So you'll feel as though you've got a good base here. And just gently closing your eyes. We're going to focus on two opposing energy channels in the body. So these two channels run on either side of your spine. On the right-hand side, we've got the more heating, solar, energizing related channel. This helps us to expand and feel the energy in the body. On the right-hand side, that was called Pingala, Pingala. And on the left-hand side of the spine, left-hand side of the body, we've got the more cooling, lunar related channel. So that one helps us to cool down and release and relax. And that's called Ida, I-D-A, Ida and Pingala. So we talk about these channels quite a lot in yoga. When we talk about the nadis, the energy points. It's meant to be 72,000 of them. I don't know who's counted, but that's what we're taught. And these two channels run along the sides of the spine, and they wrap around the spine as well as they're making their way up to the top. And the Pingala channel that runs on the right-hand side of the body controls the left-hand side of the brain. And then the Ida on the left-hand side of the body controls the right side of the brain. So you can just visualize them coming around your spine, up into the brain and ending up onto the other side. And they join together in the center and they give us a balance, a balance of heating, energizing, cooling, and relaxing for the practice. So we're thinking about that balance. We talk very often about the balance of effort and surrender in yoga, strength and ease when we say stira and sukha, similar sort of thing. And when we're balanced, we have a balance of Ida and Pingala, that naturally centers the body and the mind. That's where yoga comes in. So we don't jam ourselves into poses. We do what's right for our body. Our body will flow into these poses, and with practice, we'll get to move a little bit more, and we'll find this balance between the effort and the ease. So just take a deep breath in through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. Get rid of every last drop. Do that twice more, in through the nose. Feel your shoulders relax. Feel that release in the body as you let go. Once more. And then just stand here for a moment, just breathe in normally. Just feeling that your body feels quite balanced. And your mind ready to start our practice. So release your hands to alongside your legs. Drop your chin to your chest and gently blink your eyes open and lift your head. Well done. Welcome to class. So we're going to start a little mobilizing section. So we're going to get the body feeling freer and a little bit more loose. So take a breath in and float your hands up to the ceiling alongside your ears. And then as you breathe out, take them out wide like an aeroplane and dive all the way down to the mat. So gently does it. It's our first one. Fingertips to the mat. And then bend in the knees so that the hands will plant on the mat and step the knees back into all fours. So find this all fours position, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Slight engagement of the tummy muscles. And take a breath in and step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. And then as we breathe out, we're going to bend this right elbow and we're going to send the elbow down towards the right ankle. So we're reaching down, just easing down to start with. Breathing in, opening the hands up and looking up to the ceiling. Breathing out, send the elbow back down towards the right ankle. So doing 5 of these on this side. Breathing in as you open and gaze towards that hand. Breathing out, send the elbow to the ankle. 2 more. Breathe in, so already start to feel the upper body, the shoulders, the chest starting to mobilize and a little bit into the hips. Breathing in and breathing out. And then place your hand back alongside your right foot. Step the right knee back into all fours. Take a breath in. Step the left foot forward. We're going to do the same on this side. Breathe out, left elbow to left ankle. Breathing in, reaching and opening. Breathing out, elbow to ankle. Breathing in. Breathe out. Breathing in. So it might have started off feeling quite stiff. And as we get to this 5th one, hopefully it's feeling a little bit freer. So place your hand the other side of the foot and step the right knee back. Excuse me. So from this all fours position, we're going to do 5 cat-cows. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, round the spine, tucking the chin under, dropping the head towards the mat, coming into cat. Breathe in, breathe out. Just rippling through the spine as you lead with the chin and the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together, cow pose. Breathe in, breathe out, cat pose, pressing into the mat, just easing into this, just make it stronger with each one. But be mindful of the spine, you're working into those energy channels. Coming back up into cat. 3rd time, breathing out into cow. So we move on the exhalation, breathing in, breathing out, cat. Breathe in, breathe out, cow. Breathe in, breathe out, cat. Breathe in, breathe out, cow. Breathe in, come back to an all fours position. So engage your tummy muscles once more, take a breath in. And as you breathe out, step this right foot to the outside of your right hand once more. And just send the left knee back a little bit, so make a bit more space. And then take a breath in as you shift your weight forward. So see if when you shift forward and you really get into the hip here, you can keep this front leg vertical. So the knee is up above the ankle. So if that's not happening, you might need to just shift the foot a little bit. So this is the position we want to be in. So we're working into the hip and we're just leaning into this, inhaling. And then as we exhale, we can start to straighten this front leg. And as you do it, visualize sending the hips back and keeping the spine as straight as you can. So it's tempting to round the back, but we want to try and keep it straight. So breathing in, going forward, breathing out, shifting back, focusing on the spine. Breathe in, forward, and breathe out. And there is an option with this one. If this is too much on the hips, then this is where your block can come in. So just try one with the block. So put the block in front of you and then move forward and then move back, and just notice if there's any difference. Maybe that helps you to keep the back a little bit straighter. Come back to this upright position and just leave the block there for a moment and take your right knee back. And we're going to do the same on the other side. So breathe in as you step the left foot forward. Keep your hands on the block. We'll do one with the block and then we'll do the others without, or you stay with the block if you find that better. So breathing in, shifting forward, keeping that left knee above the left ankle. Breathing out, sending the hips back, trying to keep that straight spine. So your choice whether the block stays there or not. Breathing in, moving forward, breathing out. So you can feel this is getting into our hips and starting to wake up the spine as well. And it even works our shoulders. This is a good mobilization. So these moves are really good to do every morning. And then once you've done the 3, come back to this lunge position and keeping your left leg forward. Keep your hands planted on the mat. Take a breath in and lift the back leg. So we're just extending through that back leg and up on the right toes. Feeling that stretch all the way up through the front of the right legs, getting into the psoas muscle. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, take your right knee back to the mat. And then swap legs. So we're back to this forward, to all fours. And then we take the right knee, the right foot. The right foot to the outside of the right hand. And this time we're going to lift the back leg, so the left leg. So just getting the stretch on the other side as well. Trying to keep the spine straight. Just holding for a moment. Sit, well done. Keep your gaze down to the mat. That will help to keep the head, the neck, the spine in alignment. And then drop the left knee to the mat. And then swing the right knee back to meet it. And lift both knees, come into a plank. So hold this plank for 3 breaths. Just keeping your gaze to the mat. 3 nice, long, deep breaths. If there's too much on your hands, you can plank on your lower arms, you can plank on your knees. 1 more breath. And then drop the knees back to the mat. Well done. So realign, so you're coming back to your all fours position, have your knees under your hips, hands under shoulders. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, slide your right leg out to the side. So see if you can encourage the whole of the foot to come down to the mat. Can't quite see me on here. I'll do it from the side. You can see what, there we are. That's what I'm doing. So I send the foot out to the side and I'm encouraging all of the foot to come down to the mat. So I'm not lying on the inside of the foot, it's the whole of the foot. So that's the position that we're in. And then from this position, slide your right hand up to behind your head. The elbow is out to the side, your gaze is down to the mat, down to your left hand. And take a breath in. And as you breathe out, drop the right elbow to the left wrist. Breathing in, sending the elbow up to the ceiling and take the hand up with it. Breathing out, hand back to the head, elbow to wrist. So breathing in, opening up, breathing out, back to the wrist. Do 3 of these. So you're getting a little twist in the spine and a little bit more hip work. So place your hands back to the mat, draw the right knee back in, so you're in all fours. And then as you breathe out, slide the left leg out to the side, planting the sole of the foot onto the mat. So I'm going to come back sideways now, so you can see it from the side. So my leg is out to the side, sole of the foot on the mat. Take a breath in, slide this left hand behind the head and reaching the elbow up to the ceiling, and then let the hand follow. Breathing out, elbow to right wrist. Breathing in as you reach, breathing out, elbow to wrist. So when you're opening up, let the elbow do the work first. You feel that more in the side of the chest. And then send the elbow back towards your wrist. So one more. And then back. And then reposition back into your all fours. So take your right foot back out to the side again. Same position with the sole of the foot down on the mat. Hands are underneath your shoulders. You're gazing at the mat. Take a breath in, engage your tummy muscles. And as you breathe out, just sit back about 1/3 of the way. Just hold there for a moment. And then breathe yourself back up. So breathing out, sitting back 1/3 of the way. Feel the tummy muscles engage here to support you. Your left leg is working hard. And then you bring yourself up. Last time, about 1/3. Over time, you'll get deeper. But 1/3 is enough to start with. Once you've done 3, bring the right knee back in and then do the left side. So left foot out to the side, plant the sole of the foot, breathe in, breathe out. Just sitting back 1/3 of the way. Focus on that spine as well, keeping it straight. Gaze at the mat. Breathe in as you come forward. Breathe out. And then breathing in. And breathing out. Sitting back. And then come back to the mat with your all fours position. And take your knees wide and have your feet a little bit wider than normal. So we're going to come into child's, but I don't want you to have the toes touching. So the feet are just a bit wider than normal. And then as you breathe out, sink back into child's pose and extend the arms along the mat. So we're going to do a little flowing movement from child's to a modified up dog. So take a breath in, start to lift your chest up and away from the mat, keep the knees wide, toes into the mat, and then just start to drop the hips towards the mat. So you're lifting the chest and feel the shoulder blades sliding down the back. Breathe in and breathe out and sink back to extended child's. And do that a few times, just easing between the two. moving forward and back, just being kind to your back, not a full up dog. That's it, well done. Keeping your knees a little bit wider and your feet a bit wider helps you to not overdo that lower back. If your feet were straighter and your legs were straighter, then it would be stronger into the lower back. So come back up into an all fours position. And then walk your hands back and lift your knees and tip back into a squat position. So don't worry if the heels are still away from the mat. Mine are still about an inch off now. I still can't quite get there. So just coming into this squat, this is good to stretch our calves and our ankles. And then plant your hands on the mat in front of you as you lean into the hands and lift the hips into a forward fold. Just walk the hands back. Find that forward fold. And then we're going to move between our squat and our forward fold. So just coming up to the top of the mat. Yeah, that's it. So keeping the hands towards the floor, take a breath in. And as you breathe out, sit back into your squat. So noting where the heels are. And then as you breathe out, lean into the hands, come back into this forward fold, fingertips to the mat. So there's a couple of options here. We're just going to move through this and come back to squat and forward fold. But the options are, you could take a block and the block could be behind you. So when you come down to the squat, you are actually squatting and your feet are on the floor. You're sitting on the block and then you lean into the hands and you come up to the forward fold. Trying to keep the block in the position and then we sit back down onto the block. And if you want to make it a bit harder, when you come up from the block, try not to have your hands on the floor. And that really does work into the thighs. And then you can drop into the forward fold and then sit back onto the block. Just try that a few times. Block usually stays where it is when you're doing this. So just nice bit of movement into the thighs and the forward fold. Well done. So the next time you come to your forward fold, unravel and come all the way up to the top. And we're going to take our hands and interlace them behind the head. So we're opening out the chest. So take a breath in here. And as you breathe out, lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together, just gently lifting the chin. And then breathe in and dive all the way down. Bend the knees. So you can drop the elbows towards each other and then breathe in. Open out. And breathe out. Yeah, I think I told you the breath wrong. Breathe out as you dive down. And you breathe in as you're lifting yourself up. Lifting the chest and opening. Let's do one more. Opening up. Well done. So when you get to the top and your elbows are out to the side, I'll turn to face you. Stand up straight and tall. Engage your tummy muscles, plant your feet. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, just lean to the right hand side. Keep in the position with your arms, finding that nice side stretch. Breathe in back to center. Breathe out to the left. So let's do 3 of these on each side. Over to the right. And then over to the left with the out breath. Let's do 1 more. Over to the right. And over to the left. And then the next time you come back upright, engage the tummy muscles, breathe out and go over to the right, and release the left arm up and overhead. So the arm is reaching up and over the left ear. It'll help you to go a little bit deeper. Breathe in, back to center, arms out to the side, breathe out, dip to the left, release the right hand. Really feel that in the side ribs. Breathe in, back to center, and release. Have a little shrug of your shoulders. So that little section is just mobilizing the whole of the body. And it's a really good idea, once I give you the video, that you can go back over that whole section and do it all again, because you feel so much better when you do it a second time. Trust me. So stand up straight and tall. We're going to do a little flow. We're going to build in some of the things that we just did in the mobilization. So standing up straight and tall, plant your feet into the mat. Just allow everything to settle. Thinking back to those opposing energies alongside our spine. And think about the mind as well, how the mind feels after we just do a few nice stretches and mobilizing moves. So we're going to take a breath in, take your hands out wide, reach them up and overhead, and take your gaze to your hands. And then as you breathe out, take them out wide again, like an aeroplane. Dive down to the mat and release the hands down towards the floor. Drop the head. Fingertips or hands to the mat. Breathing in, hands to the shins. Find that half forward fold. So send the crown of the head out in front of you. Breathing out, fingertips or hands to the mat. Step the right leg back and drop the knee down to the mat. So your toes can be into the mat or rest the foot, whatever feels good for you. Take a breath in and sweep the hands up and alongside your ears. And then as you breathe out, draw the hands back into cactus. Breathing in, reaching up. Breathing out, cactus. Feel that movement in the shoulder blades. Breathing in, reaching. Breathing out, cactus. And then breathing in once more as you reach up. And as you breathe out, float the hands all the way back to the mat and send your knee back and find that wide knee, wide foot position for child's. And sink back into child's, extended child's. Just take a breath here. And then we're going to move to our modified up dog. So take a breath in, lifting the body away from the mat, slide forward, excuse me, into our wide-legged up dog. Just lifting the chest. Breathe in, breathe out, back to child's. Breathing in, bring yourself back up to all fours, so reposition your knees, toes into the mat. As you breathe out, lift your hips and come into downward facing dog. So just have a little walk through the heels, ease out into your down dog, dropping the head through your arms. And then taking a breath in as you plant your left foot into the mat, float the right leg up, three-legged dog. Breathe in, shifting the weight forward, drawing that right knee up to the chest, step it forward and through. So we're going to keep the left leg up and away from the mat. So take your gaze to the mat. Your hands are alongside your right foot. Take a breath in and lift up onto the fingertips, lift the chest. Find that nice straight spine. And as you breathe out, step the left foot to meet the right. Come back into your forward fold, Uttanasana. Breathing in, take your hands out wide, like an airplane, slowly bring yourself up, reaching them up and overhead, and breathing out, hands to the heart center. So just take a moment here. Nice flow, building in some of the things that we did in our mobilizing. Should feel quite good on the body. So we do it slowly to make it feel a little bit more gentle, but actually sometimes when you do it slow, it's stronger. But you gauge the level that you're doing. You do what's right for you. So let's go on the other side. So take a breath in. Float your hands up and alongside the ears. And as you breathe out, take them out wide. Dive all the way down to the mat. Hands or fingertips to the mat. Drop the crown of the head. Softness in the knees. Breathing in, hands to the shins. Half forward fold. Breathing out, hands to the mat. And then step the left leg back and drop the knee. So hands alongside the right foot. Take a breath in, engage your tummy muscles as you lift up, arms alongside your ears. Breathing out, cactus pose. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Breathing in, reaching, breathing out. Breathing in, reaching, breathing out. And then breathing in, arms alongside the ears, breathing out, float them back to the mat. Step in your right knee back into that wide child's position, toes are separated, sink back. Breathing in, lifting up and sending the hips towards the mat, this modified up dog. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Breathe in, breathe out, child's pose. Breathing in, come back to all fours, realign hands and knees, toes into the mat as you breathe out, downward facing dog. Just take a breath here. Breathe into your right foot. As you breathe out, float the left leg up into the air, three-legged dog. Breathing in, shifting the weight forward, drawing the left knee up, stepping it forward and through. So keeping this back leg up, hands alongside your left foot, hands are planted, take a breath in, lifting up onto the fingertips as you lift the chest and extend from the crown of the head through the spine. And then take a breath in. And as you breathe out, step your right foot to meet your left, come into forward fold. Breathing in, hands out wide like an aeroplane, coming up slowly, slowly, reaching them up and overhead. Hands to the heart center. Oh, hope everyone's feeling okay. Nice and loose. So we're just going to add a little bit on. We're going to do it a little bit faster. One more sequence before we come down to the mat. So stand up straight and tall. Reach your hands up and overhead. Breathing out, diving down, wide arms, down to the mat, folding forward. Bend your knees enough to plant your hands, step back into downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Excuse me. Breathe in, move into plank. Find that plank. Strong position. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, drop your knees to the mat. So your feet are a little bit closer this time. And we're coming into our up dog. So you can release the tops of your feet. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Your hips come towards the mat. Only as close as feels right for your lower back. And then breathe in. Lift yourself up and away from the mat, toes into the mat, downward facing dog. Take a breath in down dog. Breathe into the left foot. Float the right leg up into the air. Breathing in, drawing the knee up to the chest. Step it forward and through. And then drop the back heel down into the mat. So we want to feel quite stable here. So you're going to take a breath in. And as you breathe out, your hands are going to float alongside the body. Take a breath in here. And as you breathe out, float the arms forward into a Y shape. Have the thumbs pointing up. Breathing out, float them back alongside the body. Palms are facing up to the, no, face them down, and then you draw your shoulder blades together. And then breathing in, reaching forward, strong on the legs. Breathing out, palms face down. One more, breathing in. And breathing out. Release your left hand down to the mat. Float the right hand up to the ceiling. Release both hands down to the mat. Step back to downward facing dog. And then release your knees to the mat. Come to child. I made you work there, didn't I? So just take a breath before we move to the other side. And then breathing in, come back to an all fours position. Tuck your toes into the mat, lift your hips and walk back to the front of the mat, forward fold. And slowly come up. Well done. So just allow everything to settle. We're going to do all of that on the other side. Just have a feel how your body is at the moment. Should feel really good. You know what it's like when we get out to bed in the morning and every step hurts and we're walking down the stairs and thinking, oh my God, hips, knees, everything. So now compare how your body feels just from a little bit of mobilizing. I hope you're agreeing with me. I'll ask you at the end. So take a breath in, hands reach up and overhead. As you breathe out, out wide, dive down to the mat, all the way down to your forward fold. Plant the hands, bend in the knees as you step back into downward facing dog. One breath in down dog. Take a breath in, shift the weight forward, coming into plank. Just one nice long breath. Breathing in. And then breathing out, dropping the knees and the hips towards the mat, coming into your version of up dog, whatever feels good for you. Maybe your hips come all the way to the mat. Maybe they're still suspended. You decide. And then breathing in, toes to the mat, lift your hips, downward facing dog. This time breathe into the right foot and then float the left leg up. Breathing in, drawing it up towards your chest, step it forward and through. So take your right heel down to the mat. Find that balance before we do anything. Breathing in and breathing out, hands come alongside the body. So we're going to take a breath in, breathing out, making this Y shape with the arms, thumbs are pointing up. Breathing out, take the hands all the way back, turn the hands so that the palms face down. You can feel the shoulder blades coming together. Breathing in, sending the hands forward, thumbs up. Breathing out, palms are facing down. Like flying through the air, breathing in and breathing out. Strong hip strength now, this one. And then release the hands back to the mat. Release the right hand and then left arm floats up to the ceiling. Add in that little twist. Breathe in the hand back to the mat. Drop the knee. And let's come to child's. Think you've earned it. Child's pose. Just take a breath here. Let everything settle. Take yourself back to the beginning when we talked about the balancing energies, the opposing energies. And just notice how you feel. And then slowly bring yourself up and away from the mat. Release your feet out in front of you. So we're coming into Dandasana. Just sit up straight and tall, relax the shoulders. Take your gaze to your big toes. Your feet are strong, pointing the toes up to the ceiling, pressing the heels down into the mat. Find that L shape with the body, relax the shoulders. And then slide the hands back a little bit, just back behind your hips. Start to squeeze the shoulder blades together. And breathing in, lift the chest. So press in the hands into the mat as you breathe out. Breathing in and releasing. And breathing out. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the chest. Keeping the head above the spine, so we're not dropping the neck back. Let's do that once more. It's just a nice chest opener. And then come back upright. And then float your hands out in front of you. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, you're slowly going to place your spine down on the mat. One vertebra at a time. So go down really slowly. Lower back, mid back, upper back. Float the hands up and overhead. And reach them out along the mat. So you can stay here. Or if you want a little bit more, it's going to wake up your core and your obliques. Take a breath in. Hands come back and reach up to the ceiling. And as you breathe out, slowly bring yourself up. Oh, lifting yourself up and away from the mat. So if that's impossible, if you're by a settee, you can tuck your toes under the settee. And then when you come down, so do it again. Tucking the toes under the settee helps you to come up. Otherwise, it's tempting to try and like throw yourself up and see if you can do it without that throw. We're going to do it with a little bit of control. Really gets into the core and the obliques. That's it. Well done. Let's do one more for luck, shall we? What's luck got to do with it, you're saying? And then reach up. And then take a breath in. Breathing out. Oh, I think it gets a little bit easier each time you do it. Release your hands. We'll just finish with a little twist. So draw your right heel towards your right hip. And take both hands so that they're inside this right knee. And take the left hand, sweep it out behind you and just do an open twist to start with. So you're looking over your left shoulder. Breathe in here. And then take another breath in, return to center, sweep the left arm in front of the right knee and cut the knee with the elbow, and then sweep the right hand behind you and look over the right shoulder. So full twist from the waist, both sides. And then breathing in, come back to center, swap the legs, breathe that left leg up towards your left hip. Do an open twist first of all, so both arms are inside of the left knee. Your left arm might find the shin of the extended leg, and then sweep the hand behind you. Using that hand as a bit of a prop to keep your back upright. You're looking over your right shoulder. And then breathe in, return into center. Cut the left knee with the right elbow. And breathe out and sweep around to the left. Look over the left shoulder. And then breathing in, come back to center. Release both legs out in front of you. Bend the knees, lower yourself down. And just hug the knees into the chest. Have a little roll in Apanasana. Just enjoy whatever feels good. Roll from side to side or forward and back, or circular with the knees. And then slide the legs away and the arms away. If you want to grab a layer or blanket, now is the time. All your work is done. So just find your Shavasana. And release to the mat. So just breathe in and out through the nose. Maybe trying that breath we did at the start of the class. Again, taking a deep breath in through the nose. And then send it all out through the mouth. Do 2 more of those. Just notice how you're releasing the whole body with each exhalation. So 1 more. You can't help but let go. Everything releases. And then just breathe normally. Noticing how your face feels more relaxed, your jaw, your forehead, your neck, your shoulders. Just releasing into the mat for a few moments of relaxation. Your arms and your hands, your spine, all the way down your back body to your hips, your legs, your thighs and your hamstrings, your knees and your ankles, your feet and your toes. Just allow each exhalation to let your body relax a little deeper into the mat. Let's take a moment of silence here. Start to bring some energy back to your body now. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. Rotating your wrists and your ankles. With your next inhalation, float your hands up and overhead and do a full body stretch. Point from your fingertips to your toes. Just reaching out along the mat. And as you breathe out, allow the arms to rest down into the floor behind you. Breathing in, bending your knees, plant your feet on the floor. And breathing out and rolling onto your right hand side. And then when you're ready, slowly bringing yourself up to a seated position. So we'll finish with our 3 breaths together. So sit up straight and tall. Take your fingertips to the mat on either side. Take a breath in, reach up and overhead. Take your gaze to your palms, bringing them together down to the heart center as you breathe out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Once more, breathing in. Breathing out. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're feeling a lot more mobilized.